Fans, tonight we would like to begin by acknowledging that we gather tonight on the ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish peoples who have lived in the Salish Sea Basin throughout the San Juan Islands and the North Cascade watersheds from time immemorial. Please join us in expressing our deepest respect and gratitude for our indigenous neighbors, the Lummi Nation and Nooksack tribe, for their enduring care and protection of our shared lands and waterways. Fans, at this time, we'd like to ask you to rise, if you are able, and remove your hats. It's time now to honor America as the award-winning Western Washington University Band plays our national anthem. Now let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. First, the visitors from St. Martin's. This starting lineup is announced by head coach Aaron Landon, who is assisted by Tyler Velasquez, Wesley Reynolds, and Hunter Sipe. At guard, a 6'6" junior wearing number 4, Emmanuel Oludele. At guard, a 6'5" senior number 5, Miles Samuels. At guard, a 5'10" redshirt senior number 11, Jaden Nielsen Skinner. At guard, a 6'2" senior number 13, Marcel Stevens. And at forward, a 6'7" sophomore number 14, Diego Trejo Delgado. Viking fans, are you ready? Here we go, 6-man. Let's meet the starting lineup for your Vikings, as announced by head coach Tony Dominguez, who is assisted by A.J. Albritton, Bob Hofstetter, Otavio Jude, and of course the manager is Ryder Cunningham. Please welcome first tonight's honorary coach, Wes Herman. And now, 6-man, here we go with your Vikings starting lineup. At guard, a 6'5", redshirt freshman, number 2, Grant Kepley. Head guard, a 5'11 sophomore, number 3, T. John C. Head forward, a 6'6 junior, number 13, Garrett Levick. Head forward, a 6'6 sophomore, number 20, Louis Grant Halliday. And head guard, a 6'4 senior, number 44, Will Wilson. 6 man, it's game time.
It's a prime time Thursday night GNAC Hoops matchup inside the Carver Gym on the campus of Western Washington University, featuring the visiting SMU Saints from down south in Lacey. The homestanding Vikings getting ready to get on a roll here, looking for their second straight win. Merrick Parnell alongside Butch Kamena to bring you all the action from the Mecca.
Here we go. Vikings coming off a really good performance at Montana State Billings. See if they can maintain that tonight.
And Western will win the tip and they'll settle. This game has a ton of anticipation here, Butch, and pretty electric atmosphere here inside the Carve.
St. Martin's has been an outstanding program over the last few years, and quick inside was saying there.
And a quick pitch inside and the putback. There's Levick, the collector. Back running, that was Jaden Nelson Skinner. Ball back to the top. And they'll cycle around the perimeter here. Marcel Stevens puts the ball on the deck. High floater off the mark. Loose ball right in front of our table, and SMU will gather. They'll want to go inside early. Now the kick back to the perimeter, training a 3 there. Emmanuel Oladulai.
It is a big part of their game. They hit 10 a game, so you have to get out on their shooters.
Here's T. John Sane getting things established. Pass inside, Wilson with the jumper. Will Wilson out of Mount Hood CC. As Western's out to an early lead. They'll work it around, sending it back inside. Delgado backing his man down, unfriendliest of rolls, and it pops back out. Kepley on the counter, and Levick to settle. Grant Holiday wants to get a better angle off the drive, leaves it up off the iron. Stumbling, tumbling in transition, no worse for wear. SMU will keep the ball. And they'll settle with Nielsen Skinner working against Sand. Nielsen in the backcourt, they'll switch it around. Putting the doll on the deck. Oludiad. And Sane will lead the counter. Grant Holiday. Inside for Kepley along the baseline.
Second time the Vikings have been able to find a cutter on the baseline, an early 6-3 lead.
A quick 3-point attempt is good. Marcel Stevens.
About 2/3 of his shots are going to come from three-point range, averaging a little over 12 points a game, a transfer from Cal State Northridge.
Sane will get things established as he swings. Up to Wilson, tees up for a 3 off the front. It's Levick with the board and put back. He draws contact.
Garrett Levick in the starting lineup the last 7 games. An outstanding performance last Saturday at Billings. Season highs of 15 points and 11 rebounds. 7 for 7 from the field. Had just a huge impact on that game. A block shot, a couple steals. Did a little bit of everything.
That's one of the players that you'll need to be an impact star for you tonight. As SMU brings in their size here, that's Dyson Lighthall. And Levesque will step in for his second.
Garrett Levesque shooting under 40% from the free throw line this year. So something that does get that second one.
And he'll knock down. SMU will try and operate. They trail by 1. Nielsen Skinner to the rack. And that's off the mark. Loose ball. And Holiday out to Kepley with the slammer. Grant Kepley running the floor with the ferocious finish. Loose ball on the floor. Here comes Wilson. Look out, it's Kepley again. The offhand layup. It's the Vikings surging here early in the first with a timeout on the floor.
Get off your... Show off. Mountain Dew.
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
Welcome back to WECU Court at Sam Carver Gymnasium. Grant Kepley doing a little bit of everything. The redshirt freshman in the top 4 in the conference in field goal percentage, free throw percentage, assists, and steals. Gets the reverse lay in there, gets a couple transition buckets, helping the Vikings to an early 11-6 lead. And Merrick, one of these, we've seen bodies all over the floor already. My goodness, I think we've probably seen 4 or 5 people already dive for loose balls tonight. The intensity is up.
Well, and the referees are letting them play too. As you've seen, we've seen some carnage early, and none so ferocious as Kepley's stuff. He also got it done, the finesse offhand layup, as meanwhile Western's going to have to make a defensive stand. This building is a play or two away from the lid getting blown right off the Carver gym. Kepley D's up Lighthall, size mismatch, and Lighthall the sky hook. Wilson will operate far in the wing. Kepley. Entry pass in. Here's Sane, tees it up, draws contact. Grant Holiday follows it up. Loose ball, and Sane's there, kicks it to the corner. And they'll resettle. Grant Holiday along the baseline. And a loose ball. There'll be a foul at that other end. That's on Lighthall, who just returns to the game after missing some time on an injury.
Yeah, double-figure score. Part-time starter, averages right on 10 points a game. .6'8" junior from Chandler, Arizona. Good matchup with Grant Holiday.
They'll switch it in the backcourt with Samuels. Samuels, the hesitation move, he'll go to the line. As it will be Levesque picking up the foul. Check on the replay. Nice move inside Samuels.
Miles Samuels on a bit of a tear here the last few games. Last 7 games in double figures after a little bit of a slow start, averaging 17 points a game over those contests. Of course, he was the big figure in a wild game last year. The Vikings down at St. Martin's, up 10 with under 4 minutes to go. Don't score again. And Samuels gets a steal with 5 seconds left, gets a breakaway land with a second to go to give the Saints a 77-75 win, one of the most crushing defeats that the Vikings have had in probably the last 2 decades. It was just, the game seemed so in hand, and it got away.
As he'll step in for his second. And that one's short. And they'll pull it down. Trevor White with the defensive board. Kepley. Sane directing traffic.
Zone from St. Martin's. They will sometimes, after 2 or 3 passes, match out and go man-to-man.
And it's White off the miss from Kepley. They'll control.
A lot of length on the baseline.
And the give and go to Kepley.
But to this point, Western's been able to get behind that back line. We've seen 3 or 4 opportunities already along the baseline.
And St. Martin's answers with a 3. There's Samuels, the sharpshooter. They'll want to go inside to White. Back up to Sane. Wilson. And here's Sane launching one. A 3 ball from the parking lot.
Yeah, right on the WECU logo.
Nielsen Skinner guarded tightly, works around a Lighthall screen. And there's the pick and roll into Lighthall. Sane now up the floor, thought about it again. Entry pass inside. Grant Holiday. Nice high post finish for Grant Holiday.
Vikings 8 of 15 from the field, and again, doing a very good job finding the gaps in that zone.
Samuels airs one out, much to the enjoyment of a very full student section.
As we said, they've got a couple of back cuts, a couple of guys in the short corner, and so now the defense starts to gravitate a little bit more toward the baseline. That last possession, you find the gap in the high post, able to operate and get a good look from there.
There's Sane working against Nielsen Skinner. Should be a great matchup all night. Wants to go back to Grant Holiday. Now White with the ball move. And they'll slow it down here. Sane wants to drive. He'll take a baseline. The kick to Kepley. Now Wilson with 3 on the shot clock and just has to get up a last-ditch effort. It's taken in transition by SMU. And a quick foul off the ball on Igai Peksari. Kepley picking up his first foul, 3rd team. So far, pretty clean game for Western.
They're going to change that call. They're going to give it to Grant Holiday. He was the one, in fact, in that collision with Trejo Delgado there. So
good catch there. And it'll be Nielsen Skinner working against Sane. Samuels from the high post against White. The fadeaway, and it's off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Trejo. And the no-look behind the back. Almost to the cameraman on that far baseline.
Maybe even had the official on the baseline there open for a moment too, but none of the St. Martin Saints open.
An eligible receiver there along the baseline as Kepley will work. Kepley, the reverse. It's an offensive clinic for number 2, and he draws contact.
Grant Kepley, 4 of 5 from the field, now up to 8 points. We'll see the baseline drive again. A little hesitation, cuts back, gets the lay-in. Didn't see the foul there, but we'll take it.
That'll be SMU's 2nd team foul. And he'll get 3 points the old-fashioned way. Nielsen Skinner. Now they'll try and go inside to their size. Gilstrap and a foul.
Aiden Rice was not able to get all the way over a screen, which created a mismatch. and his desperate effort to front Gilstrap ended up becoming a foul.
As it will be Nielsen Skinner to inbound. And we'll get it up into Trejo Delgado. And a loose ball, it will stay Saints' possession. Trejo Delgado with the inbound. Working against Kepley, gets trapped underneath, and another turnover. Here comes Sane. Sane wants to go coast for coast, and it's a held ball as Sane went flying into the lane. And we'll have a timeout on the floor. We'll go ahead and take it with you. Vikings on top.
Come on, let's go. Get off your...
Touchdown! Mountain Dew.
Welcome back to WECU Court, Sam Carver Gymnasium. The Vikings with a 21-13 lead. This is St. Martin's bench. Somewhere buried in there is acting head coach Tyler Velasquez, a former guard at Concordia when they were in the GNAC. He is running things right now as he has all season because St. Martin's head coach Aaron Landon has been convalescing, recovering from an injury, I believe a back injury. And so we wish him all the best for a speedy recovery, but Velasquez has had an outstanding season. The Saints at 16-2 right now, leading the conference with a 5-0 record, so they have adjusted without skipping a beat.
Yeah, have been able to get it done, and a team that's really thrived on a tradition of excellent leadership. Trejo Delgado against Kepley gets the skyhook to drop.
Yeah, and Velasquez has been here a long time with that program. The two coaches came at slightly different times from South Puget Sound, and where Landon had 100 victories there, over 80 victories now for the Saints. So
Rice will swing to White. White stepping back, deep two, and the friendly roll. You got to love the home rims.
That rim in particular, maybe the softest rim in the entire GNAC, even. Calling a baseline here.
With a foul off the ball. That time on Grant Holiday. Picking up his second. And Wilson will come back in on the rotation. Nielsen Skinner inside. Trejo Delgado. Quick flip into the band.
Trevor White with that deflection.
And it will be an inbound here right in front of a very full student section. The Blue Crew. See some cast members from the Blue Man group in attendance over there. Trejo Delgado picks up his dribble, will swing back into the corner. Jay-Sean Moore. And a shot clock violation, but we have a conference.
We may have a foul before the clock went. Let's see what we've got here.
And they'll put 20 seconds back on the shot clock.
It's possible there was maybe a kick.
That would
There definitely was
sense.
a whistle just before the shot clock went, so. I didn't see a kick, but would be the logical explanation.
Trejo Delgado, that's off the lip of the rim. Jay-Sean Moore spinning and weaving, and the finish, the pirouette.
Tough putback from Jay-Sean Moore.
Sane. Back inside to Rice. There's that baseline cut as Wilson comes up with the offensive board. Kepley. And they'll switch over to Sane. Stepped on the baseline. The pesky line monster got in the way.
Just reached up and bit his ankle, didn't it?
Hate it when that happens.
Ugh.
And we'll have a timeout. We'll keep it here, just a 30-second timeout. But so far in the game, what have you liked out of these Western Vikings?
Well, I think their approach offensively has been outstanding. Really looking to get behind the back line of that zone defense. They've found people on the baseline. Short corner thing has gotten some reverse layups, and that's opened up other things. So 10 for 20 from the field right now. 50%, very efficient offensively. St. Martin 7 of 15 from the field. And just to give you a couple other numbers, the Vikings with an 11-8 edge in rebounds. Also just 1 turnover for Western so far, and just 3 for St. Martin. Pretty well played game to this point.
A nationally ranked SMU team comes into Carver Gym 5-0 in conference. Vikings trying to stand in way of that as we come back from the timeout. Driving inside, there's a block. White got a foul on it, and he'll pick up another foul underneath. As we check out the replay here, nice drive by Jay-Sean Moore. White getting a paw, and they'll actually give it to number 11, Jordan Tate. And Moore will step in.
Tayshawn Moore, Detroit, Michigan, a transfer from Navarro College. Provides a little post depth. 6.3 points, 4.4 rebounds. Very deep team. 7 players over 8.5 points a game. A couple others over 5.
Here's White running the floor in transition, errant pass. And a hand just gets into the lane by SMU, out of bounds. It will stay Viking ball. So you look at Tyler Velasquez along the bench. The interim head coach, or the acting head coach rather, for the Saints, as Kepley will field it in the backcourt and will advance. Loading up for 3, that time was Tate off the mark. Loose ball corralled by White, nice paw ahead. And they'll call a travel as Trejo Delgado runs into him, much to the chagrin of the Viking bench. Yes. To our right.
Not questioning the call, he may have traveled first, but Aiden Rice took a pop. And then you got double teamed there.
Looked like a loose kickoff play in football with bodies flying everywhere. As they'll operate with Moore and Trejo Delgado. Nielsen Skinner wants to get it inside the Lighthall. He'll work against White. Lighthall backs down the fadeaway. Got it. Out of Chandler, Arizona. Lighthall knocking down a skillful 2, and there's a foul at midfloor. This game's been pretty physical, Butch. Reminds me a lot of a hockey game with bodies flying everywhere. There's been some big hits in transition right at center floor.
Lots of loose pucks in the neutral zone tonight, right? It's
gotta get bodies on a heavy hockey style as both teams playing pretty physically.
Keep your head on a swivel tonight, please.
And here's Sane. Yeah, it might be a fully immersive game too, as we've seen some players go near the stands and leaving it all out on the floor. A 4D experience. Kepley. And heel travel on that one. Kepley had the look he wanted as he went into the lane working against Marcel Stevens. And it will be SMU ball. Western leading by 3. Nielsen Skinner, the kick into space, too much space, but Moore's there for the loose ball. Nielsen Skinner with the roll. Sane will push, he goes into the lane, drawing contact. And a chance to bring Western up by 2, pending successful free throws. They lead by just 1. And you always kind of hold your breath as Sane flies into the lane. Often he launches his body into contact.
It's an interesting matchup. Nielsen Skinner listed at 5'10", Sane listed at 5'11", both very quick, both can score a bit, can distribute. Nielsen Skinner leading the conference in assists and sitting 12th in the country in that matter, about 4 change a game.
And Sane will hit. Vikings by 3. Nielsen Skinner slows things up in the backcourt. Overhead to Marcel Stevens. He'll get the ball on the floor, up with the layup and out. Lighthall able to salvage. Nielsen Skinner for Trejo Delgado and the finger roll. Delgado off the steal and put back. And off the mark.
St. Martin's now with a second lead of the night.
There's Sane. Now White will kick out. Tate, ball fake, will keep it on his own and cashes in. It's a 1-point affair. Western now the benefactor. They'll reset up top. Marcel Steven. Inside, Trejo Delgado hesitate to put back, and a second chance point for the player out of Balboa Prep. And a foul on the floor. And we'll have a media timeout. With Western trailing by 1.
The Teaching Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
It's a lively crowd inside Carver Gym, and they picked a good game to come to as Western currently trails by 1 as we bring you all the action from Butch, Kamena, myself, Merrick, Parnell on Viking TV. And it's truly a marquee matchup in the GNAC. Several other games underway tonight, but this is one that I think plenty from around the conference are tuning into.
Something of an upset tonight. Northwest Nazarene women knocking off Montana State Billings 75-69. I wouldn't call it a huge upset, but a minor one.
As Kepley's able to salvage. Quick inside to Sane, and the dish, the stuff, the dramatic finish by White.
Oh, and the execution to get it there. Once Kepley split the trap, the movement of the ball was just outstanding.
Marcel Stevens. Will operate in the backcourt. They'll reset. SMU looks a little bit hesitant and skittish. Whitehall working against White, banging the body and the finish.
6'8", 255, and he uses every bit of it. Very patient when he catches the ball in the post, isn't he?
Well, and he's formerly out of the school in Utah, and he reminds me a lot of the great Greg Ostertag, the very physical forward. Greg the mountain underneath as we see the finish down there.
A blast from my past.
That's back when the NBA was pretty physical. You wanted a hockey game. You got one almost 82 games out of the NBA season in the late 90s as Grant Holiday for three.
This guy's got 8.5. Greg Ostertag could do that about once every 2 months. There were other post-up options for the Jazz.
Whitehall working. And he'll try that same move again. He'll go to the line for his effort. Well, and the Jazz had Ostertag. You remember the Sonics had Vitaly Potapinko, the Ukraine train that was brought in to defend guys like Ostertag. As Whitehall will step in.
So traditionally, Tony Dominguez has not double-teamed the post very much. So a big post like this can sometimes take his time. Now they may throw a surprise at him, but there's been this belief, and it's worked over the years, that rather than double teaming and giving up open looks, that you play this one-on-one in the long run, you're probably going to come out okay.
As there's a shot of some very energetic Western fans.
Very clever.
As
All the
Whitehall
signs
steps
over there tonight. They've come out in force with the creative signs. Somebody's even got a whiteboard over there so that they can adapt as the game goes on.
Well, we're all about experiential learning here, learning by doing.
No shortage of markers to use on the whiteboard on a college campus. So,
yeah, it looks like one of the college game day atmospheres on the far. It's a great crowd here. Both sides of the gym filling in nicely as here's White at half court. Now Sane working against the high pressure. Nielsen Skinner, a top defender. Wilson for three, making it look easy.
His second bucket of the night. 5 points for Will Wilson. Vikings back in front.
Trejo Delgado will spot up a baseline, and Grant Holiday pulls it down. Western by 3. Sane will switch. Here's White from NBA range and rims out. Rebound taken that time by Samuels. Samuels will drive, offhand finish.
That's a great move. Just by the defender, got to the rim, changed sides, changed hands, and lay it up on finish on the left.
Here's Sane trying to make a move of his own. He's denied by Samuels. And it's the Saints the other way, and a hard foul at mid-floor.
And that's going to be the third on Louis Grant Holiday. It'll be unlikely to see him the rest of the half.
As we take a look at Holiday here, let's check out the Sane take in the Samuel stuff. Delgado will step in.
.6% free throw shooter. Pretty good night. 8 points. Had 6 of those in the space of about a minute.
And his shot is up and out. Delgado will stay at 8 points for the evening. Here's White. He'll decide to cut inside. Contact drawn. And it's White with a chance for 2 free throws.
It's kind of a weird little play. Trevor White didn't catch the ball cleanly, and it sort of changed the rhythm of the play and opened up a little bit of space for him to go on. Was not a particularly quick drive, but was a powerful one. He's able to get to the line, get a pair of free throws.
And White will knock down his first on this trip. White so far 5 points on the night, 4 rebounds. And one of those 5 points was a deep 3. And goes 2 for 2, adds to his total there. Peksari. Now back over to Urudai. And Tate knocks it forward. And a backcourt violation. Nice stand defensively by Western. Here's Sane. Now back over Kepley. Sane will work in the backcourt. Some frantic defending as Wilson takes it to the rack. He's fouled.
Call it on Jaysean Moore, trying to meet Will Wilson at the rim as we will have immediate timeout with the Vikings leading 7-34 here on Vikings TV.
Hey, get off your... Show off. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Mountain Dew.
Vikings in the lead by 3 in the trailing minutes. 3:49 remaining in the first half. They'll have a chance to build with 2 free throws. As another look, a very vocal student section, a very well-behaved student section at that.
It's within the boundaries, yes.
As Wilson will spot up and drop shot number 1.
Will Wilson, an 86% free throw shooter. Gets to the line a lot. Over 60 attempts now in the season.
And Wilson right on cue. Knocks down 2 of 2. Peksari will get it over to Moore. Samuels working against Sane. Size mismatch. He'll look to exploit it, and he'll do so by drawing contact. Samuels to the line. It is a shooter that you want to foul, though. He's just 0 for 2 from the charity stripe.
Tough matchup there, giving away close to 6 inches, as Tijan saying. Halftime. Director of Athletic Communications, Jeff Evans, will get a word with A.J. Albritton, the assistant coach for the Vikings. You see there next to Tony Dominguez.
As Samuels loads up for shot number 2. He must have heard us talking because he goes 2 for 4 now from the stripe. Kepley over to Tate.
And he's a 70% shooter, so he wasn't going to miss the whole night.
It's the law of averages. Here's Sane. White. Bit of a motion offense. With 1 second left, Wilson, he's up a three off the iron,
Wow.
but it's White there for the putback.
I think Gray's just enough iron to keep the shot clock alive, and Trevor White gets the dividend.
Back into the corner, knocking down a three, Samuels. Or that was Alule. The transfer out of SFU as Wilson will take it up. And a foul whistled. Peksari being talked to. Peksari trained with the U20 Turkish national team. As it will be Wilson in. Peksari picking up his second foul. And he'll be taken out for Trejo Delgado. And it's Wilson.
Pretty balanced from the Vikings right now. Grant Kepley got off to that hot start. He's got 11. Will Wilson, Trevor White, each with 8. 5 each for Tijon Sane and Louis Grant Holiday. The other end, it's 10 for Lighthall off the bench, 8 for Trejo Delgado, and Samuels with 7.
And Wilson stays perfect from the line. And checking in is Aiden Rice. Rice out of Beaverton, Oregon, will return back into the game.
Sister Emily plays on the soccer team, as we documented frequently.
Trevor White dives on the loose ball, still loose. And they'll get it to Trejo Delgado, who's able to finish in traffic.
And another mad scramble on the floor there. And Delgado in right place, right time, gets the lay-in.
Sane. Now back over to Tate. Tate working along the baseline, wanted to go inside to Kepley. They'll swing for Rice, and it's off the mark. It's Kepley on the follow-up, can't drop. Trejo Delgado will get it over to Nielsen Skinner, who will run a deep three attempt. Stevens, and that's out. Just about 90 seconds remaining in the opening half. Vikings will control in their offensive end. Kepley, and he's fouled. It will be Miles Samuels picking up his first foul. 8th team for the Saints.
Grant Kepley shooting 89% from the line, 89.4% from the line this year. He is very close to the vaunted 90-50-40, 51% from the field and 40% from three, and just a couple free throws away from, he's 1 for 1 for night. Let's do the fast math here. If he makes these two, he is at exactly 90%.
Wow. No pressure.
No, none at all.
And
there
Kepley will rim out. Whitehall will pull down the board.
Zen is yelling at me from somewhere out there tonight, telling me that was my fault.
Well, and he's looking forward to tuning into the game here. But the broadcaster's curse prevalent as Moore knocks it down. We're tied in the waning 50 seconds remaining in the half. Kepley, 20 seconds on the shot clock, a shimmy shake move. Over to Tate, who will tuck, and it's Tate, the high put off the glass, no good. 35 seconds with SMU now in possession with 23 seconds on the shot. And Moore is blocked on his way to the hole. Here comes Sane. Saying the speedster able to hit in transition.
Very aggressive take in transition by Tijan Sane. And so now 17 seconds left. The Saints likely to look for the last shot of the half here. See what they run.
Deshaun Moore, now Lighthall, working against Money Lawton off the bench. And that's Lighthall with the skyhook off the heel. And the last throwdown is no good. We'll end the half with Western in the 2-point lead. And we'll have Jeff Evans here with the halftime interview as he'll talk to AJ Albritton here courtside.
We're here with AJ Albritton at half. Safe to say, great 20 minutes in your team. Looks like you've taken that momentum from the Billings game right here into this gym. You got number 17, St. Martin's up by 2 at the half.
Yeah, we're playing good on the offensive end. We're, early on we were able to, find some gaps in the zone, made it come out of it. We're making good decisions on offense. But defensively, if we eliminate the offensive rebounds and take away their transition threes, they're having a hard time scoring. Most of their points are transition threes and offensive rebounds. So we're going to have to clean that up in the second half in order to take a bigger lead.
All right, go in that locker room, get to go into the game plan for the second half. Good luck.
Thanks, Jeff.
All right.
Been graced with this exceptional puzzle that is the planet.
This summer, the Kilauea volcano started erupting.
What we were interested in was expanding our knowledge of the volcano into this domain that's hard to see.
It was the closest I think I'll ever be to seeing such a raw physical process happen in front of my eyes.
This is what we do at Western. We give undergraduates these hands-on research experiences.
This trip has opened my eyes to how incredible research can be. It changed my life.
It's important that what I do as a job is something that I find meaningful. I ended up applying to the cybersecurity program at Western. The aspects of the program that really stand out to me is the hands-on experience.
Being able to work interdisciplinary and bring cybersecurity to marine science, bring it to communications, bring it to everything, is what really makes it interesting.
Second half, Merrick Parnell alongside Butch Kamena. Butch, second half about to get underway, but thoughts on the first half?
Well, let's get a look at the numbers here. You see St. Martin's shot outstanding from the field in the first half, almost 55% and over 57% from three. The Vikings not quite as good, but Western made up for it in other ways. They got to the foul line a little bit more, 10 of 12 to just 5 of 9 for the Saints. The Vikings also had that edge in rebounds, 19 to 16, and turnovers about even. Let's hit some of the individual scoring. For the Vikings, 11 points for Grant Kepley on 5 of 7 shooting. It was 9 points for Will Wilson, 8 for Trevor White, 7 for Tijon Sane, 5 for Louis Grant Holiday, 3 for Garrett Levesque, and a 2 for Jordan Tate. At the other end, 10 each for the two posts. Trejo Delgado and then Dyson Lighthall each had 10. Lighthall was 4 of 5 from the field. 7 points for Miles Samuels, 6 for Emmanuel Aludade, and then 5 for Jason Moore, 3 for Marcel Stevens, and 2 for Jaden Nielsen Skinner. So a pretty good half. The Vikings had maybe a little low in the middle of the half that let that lead erode and let the Saints come back, take their first couple leads of the night. But a 45-45, let's try that again. A 45-43 lead for the Vikings at halftime. And what I thought was overall a pretty well-played half.
Right, and you hear the term, Butch, playing to the level of your opponent, and that's just what the Vikings are doing here. A undefeated in-conference SMU team comes into town. Meanwhile, Western just 1-5 in conference, but you couldn't tell the difference. Western looking like a GNAC juggernaut in this game.
You can throw a blanket over this conference, right? St. Martin's has 13 D2 wins this year. 11 of them are by single digits. The Vikings have a whole bunch of games where they've had leads and let it get away. So, yeah, the records being as different as they are doesn't reflect just how tight play in this conference is.
It's a very talented conference as there's Levesque denied at the rim, stepping on the baseline as St. Martin's. It will stay Vikes ball.
And so what that says is what are you going to do at the end of the game? And for Western, the key is then to be able to execute down the stretch, being able to finish in the way that the Saints have been very good at over the last few years.
Well, and keep an eye on the free throws. That's a discrepancy, too, 83% for the Vikings. We'll see if that will be one of the tails of the tape as they inbound into the backcourt. Kepley working against Trejo Delgado, gets the ball stolen away, and he'll fight for the steal and pick up the foul in the process. As Kepley will pick up the infraction here, his first. Western needs a stop here. They lead by 2. Trejo Delgado working inside. Grant Holiday and gets the spin move to go. Here's Sane. Wilson, they'll get it inside. High post, Grant Holiday. And Sane will put the ball on the deck and drive. He'll draw contact as to Ledue. Just his first foul for the SFU transfer. And Sane along the baseline to inbound. Gets it in. Wilson tees up a 3, too long. It's Stevens the other way for the Saints. And a travel in the process.
Kind of a strange, disjointed couple possessions. Will Wilson, a great shooter, missed by about 2 feet. And then a very bizarre travel at the other end. So,
well, it might take sometimes a recalibration after the break.
So still in this kind of matchup zone that will usually morph after a couple passes into man-to-man.
Wilson. He'll work against Samuels. Kepley running off balance 3, but makes that look easy. No stop, no problem for Kepley.
Stepped into it well. 14 points now, 6 of 8 field goal shooting.
Trejo Delgado kicks into the corner. Nielsen Skinner as Kepley's contacted up high off the ball. It's a battle underneath between Kepley and Trail Delgado. 8 seconds remain. Nielsen Skinner, no problem for 3.
Second 3 we've seen tonight from the WECU logo at that end of the floor.
It's almost like a game of horse, right? Oh, from the WECU logo.
It's like the old Rock and Jock thing. If you hit it from the WECU logo, you get 4 or something like that.
And Kepley's inbound to Wilson. Will work along the baseline. Trap looking to kick out. Here's Sane, a deep 3 off the mark. Levesque rebounds and draws contact himself.
Big rebound by Garrett Levesque, just sliced in, ripped that away from a Sane who thought it was going to be his. Crashing in and then getting caught in traffic, and Nielsen Skinner reaching in to get the foul.
When he wanted to foul him hard enough to make sure he couldn't go back up with it, Levesque will kick to Kepley, pump fake, deep 2, rimming out. As it's Samuels with the crucial defensive board as we're tied. Samuels will drive left-hand side,
nice
offhand finish. Kepley. Now Vikings needing to be aggressive. Kickball violation. And it will be an inbound right in front of the scorer's bench. Last minute instructions. Levesque inside Grant Holiday. He's mugged. Trehel Delgado. A hard foul underneath.
Nice little flash by Louis there. We'll get him to the free throw line. He had some foul trouble in the first half. Limited him to 13 minutes, but still had 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a block. Excuse me, not a block.
Grant Holiday knocks down his first on this attempt. It'll be 6 points thus far for Holiday. Spent some time with Eastside Catholic and goes 2 for 2.
A year at Seattle U as a redshirt as well before coming here last season.
Wilson Skinner. Over to Samuels along the wing. Entry pass in. Whitehall back into the game. They'll skip around. Closing out that time. Nice job, Wilson on Stevens. And it's Sane that will try and take it the other way. But he's not going to get far. Nielsen Skinner is so quick on the transition D.
It is a fascinating matchup.
And the deflection off the pass into the key will be taken by the Saints. They'll look to break the 50-all tie and will do so with Samuels and a big 3. We have a timeout on the floor. As we take a look at Samuels, the sharp shooter there. And it will be just a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. And we'll take it as it is a full. Original indication was 30-second timeout as we look in at the SMU bench.
So the Saints ranked 17th in the country. Showed it with this little burst here. They are the only GNAC team ranked, and they are also the highest ranked team in either of the polls in the West region. They're 17th in the coaches poll, 8th in the sports communication poll. The number 1 team in both of those is Washburn, Kansas. They are 15-0, had 2,500 people for their game last night against Emporia State, and were victorious there, remained undefeated. I have a son that works at Emporia State, so I was somewhat aware of that contest.
When we look at some of the Kepley fans in the house, also a Trevor White supporter, it's a very good crowd on hand inside Carver. They picked a good one to attend. And you talked about SMU being nationally ranked. They're riding an 8-game winning streak into tonight's Thursday night matchup. An undefeated 5-0 conference record, but Western doing everything they can to stand in the way of that. Entry pass inside, switch out to Rice from the corner, and it's too hard off the iron.
Got the look they wanted. Got the ball to the high post, a quick kick to the corner. The shot just didn't go down.
Now it's Nielsen Skinner. Back inside, Oludai. And that's stripped, gets his own loose ball, and it's a tie-up into the key, a rugby scrum. And the Revs are running with the whistle. 3-second violation against St. Martin's. And it will be Western ball, a turn of events. And we'll have a timeout and stoppage here as we look at Rice going over to the bench. A great sequence. And we'll go ahead and step away. SMU leading by 3. Western will try and answer that when we come back.
Hey, get off your... Show off. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Mountain Dew.
And after the timeout, it will be a Western basketball as they trail by 3. It was a 3-second violation that led to this most recent possession. And the Western will try and chip away at the deficit. A slim one at that. Kepley. Looking around for Wilson. It over to Levesque. Now it's Wilson driving in space with the finish. SMU by 1, and that's knocked away. Here comes Rice on the counterattack. Wilson baseline, skips it back over. Levesque, and comes up short. Might have been tipped at the end. Skinner Nielsen. Over to Luday, Lighthall with the putback. Dyson Lighthall. Both of his parents playing collegiate basketball at Rick's and continue on a bit of a family legacy. That's a player you can't leave open.
Well, he sort of creates his own space underneath at 255 and very efficient.
And that 3-point attempt off the mark will be Samuels the other way. Levesque guarding them closely. And it's SMU back up by 3. Samuels working against White. Heaves one up off the mark and pulled down by Kepley.
Western could use a bucket here just to kind of stem the momentum. They've had some decent looks, but really just the one bucket in the cut from Will Wilson in the last few minutes.
Kepley, the step back, and too high off the window. And that will be pulled down by Lude. Nielsen Skinner will reset high atop the offensive zone. Poked away, Levesque, and it heads out of bounds as Sane gets ready to check back in. He'll replace Rice on the rotation.
Still 13 seconds on the shot clock here, so plenty of time for the Saints to get a good look.
And we'll get it in. Nielsen Skinner wants to go inside. Samuels backing down Levesque, and the block by Levesque. Gets the wing up. Samuels, though, catches his own rebound. Loose ball. Lighthall will come up with it. What a turn of events. SMU still leads by 3 after all of that. Nielsen Skinner. Inside to Lighthall. Working against Wilson. And a skyhook leaves it off the heel. Pulled down by White. Wilson, they'll cycle here. Good ball movement by Western. Skips it into the corner for Kepley and slings it ahead and stepped on the line.
It's a very open first half. Both teams kind of struggling to score right now, Merrick. It's 12 to 7 in this half. And Western had 21 points at this point in the first half.
As Gilsap will check in, spent some time at Idaho State University. And SMU will inbound. Pressure being applied early by Sane. Gilstrap. Moore also in for the Saints, and they'll give it to him along the baseline. Wilson Skinner, one more pass over for Stevens. And Stevens left wide open and makes them pay.
His second 3 tonight. For all 6 of his points.
Vikings trail here. Wilson. Trevor White. Wilson thought about it from deep. We'll put the ball on the deck. And we'll try and work against Gilstrap, who pokes the ball free. It'll be Stevens that comes up with the turnover. Stevens is fouled and will go to the line for 3. And we'll have a media timeout on the floor. We'll go ahead and take it with you. SMU by 6 when we come back.
Come on, let's go. Get off your...
Touchdown! Mountain Dew!
I would summarize my experience at Western as I was a guarded, nerdy kid who loved to perform, who allowed herself to put in the time and the effort to carve herself into something.
Jump in the trunk, jump in the trunk,
And whatever that was has led me to where I am right now, to be a fully realized woman. And I'm really thankful for the time and the effort that I put in for myself, because if I didn't do it, no one else was going to.
Welcome back, WECU Court, Sam Carver Gymnasium, and there you see Steve Swan, the former Western Vice President for University Relations and Community Development, and quite a basketball guy. Was an assistant coach at Wisconsin Green Bay with the legendary Dick Bennett, and was at Wisconsin Stevens Point as a basketball coach and assistant football coach. A lot of different things. A really great guy to visit with. Just has such a breadth of knowledge about so many different things, and one of the nicest people you will ever meet. As big a basketball fan as we have in Bellingham.
Great to have him in attendance. He picked a good one, as Stevens will step in for his free throws. And leaves that one rimming out. Stevens 0 for 1 from the stripe before this trip, and will step in here. 12 points, or 6 points rather, on the night for Marcel. And he was fouled in the act of shooting a 3. He'll try for one more time as there's a shot at the Western bench and some last-minute tactics being yelled in.
See if he can avoid the negative hat trick here.
And he'll do so on the spot. So 1 out of 3 for Marcel Stevens on that recent trip.
It's a 7-point lead, 8-point lead, 7-point lead, second largest, the largest of the night for St. Martin's. Western had an 8-point lead earlier in the game.
And Levesque will throw the ball into the backcourt. Over the line and an over and back violation. SMU ball.
The Vikings, who were so efficient in the first half, struggling offensively in the second half. 2 of 10 from the field and 4 turnovers.
Well, and just the rhythm, too. It's been kind of frantic these most recent series, but they need to relax and get into a groove.
Beginning of this drought, they got some good looks that just didn't go in, and it is increasingly kind of just degraded here with the frustration of not scoring over a couple minutes.
And it's a kick ball as Kepley gets a peg out.
Vikings scoreless for almost 4.5 minutes here.
Nielsen Skinner working against Sane. He'll get a screen from Giltap. Slings it out. Marcel Stevens against Kepley. A good matchup. And Kepley will knock the ball free. It's Wilson that will take it back on the counter. Vikings needing to cash in here on this possession. Grant Holiday for 3 off the front of the iron. Samuels spinning and gets the ball knocked out and out of bounds. Viking possession.
And really, after an early burst that got them the lead, St. Martin's has not been that efficient at the offensive end the last 6 or 7 minutes either. So it's turned into a slog after we saw a wide open first half.
There's Sane. Hesitation to Kepley. And we'll resettle back to Sane into the corner. Entry pass inside. Grant Holiday held ball. Gilstrap getting a wing on it. It will be Saints ball. Head coach Tony Dominguez was arguing that it was their ball. The possession arrow was on SMU, but I think it was a late switch. And it will be the Saints now. Samuels. And he'll draw the offensive foul. Is Kepley. A hard-fought foul taken by Kepley. Took the brunt of a driving Samuels, looking like a running back into the hole.
As we said, have done a good job at defensive end the last few minutes. They've fought hard in those post-ups to make the shots difficult. They've plugged the passing lanes, and there Grant Kepley taking the charge.
Western's last field goal coming around the 15-minute mark as Wilson kicks to Sane. He wants 3, and he'll take it.
A very efficient catch and shoot. Didn't have the ball in his hands long at all after the dish from Will Wilson. Keyshawn Sane up to 10 points.
Sane
the drought
working.
Is over.
Nielsen Skinner.
We go almost 6 minutes and still only down 4. Without a bucket, only down 4.
Samuels launches, hits off the rim, and Kepley dramatically pulls down the rebound. Kepley over to White. White wants to go 3, it's short off the front. It's Moore that pulls one down. Moore carries. Now Samuels. And a bit of a dribble drive look for the Saints. As Samuels gets it knocked away, he'll come back up with it. Viking bench wanted to travel. Nielsen Skinner from the elbow. And an unfriendly roll, soft rim, not used to it, are the Saints. As here's White in transition. And the pesky rim gets in there and makes the last-minute block. Marcel Stevens.
Oh, big
That's
play.
a big shift in momentum. As we have a stoppage on the floor here. As we take a look at the SMU bench, acting head coach Tyler Velasquez giving some instructions to his players on the floor. It's been an interesting sequence as we look at the replay with Wilson on the deck, kicking it out to Sane. And Sane able to hit. And the chef's kiss from the bench, you gotta love that. And as the kids would say, there's a fan that's not vibing with the music.
Give you a quick update here. The Western Washington women playing up in Fairbanks tonight, where it is -17, according to one account. The Vikings with a 26-23 lead with about a minute left in the first half. And we should note the debut of Libby Stump, who's been out with an injury, and she has 4 points off the bench. Olivia Wickstrom leading the Vikings with 7. Now here, Vikings need to find the offense that had been so good in the first half. And 45-point first half, shot 48.5% from the field, did an efficient job of getting to the line. It has not been the case to this point. Western just 2 free throws and shooting just 3 of 14 from the field, 2 of 8 from three-point range. And maybe that's some of it. 8 of the 14 shots have been three-pointers. Have not been able to get the ball into the spaces that they did in the first half. So defensively, pretty good. Offensively, need to find some solutions here. Down 7 with 8 minutes to go.
As Sane will look to find some of those solutions, a good player to do so. As here's Wilson off the drive. And stepping on the line and out.
They move that line out a couple inches at halftime. That's the second one this half now. Grant Kepley earlier, and now Will Wilson.
Well, and SMU does a great job of using the baseline as an extra defender. As Nielsen Skinner comes up empty. Rebound by Trejo Delgado. And a whistle by the official in front of the bench.
I have no idea.
There's been
no inadvertent whistle apparently. So he didn't either. It's fine. We can accept that.
Wadeye able to hit. Nice finish. Here's Sane. High attack. Wilson with the rebound, and he's fouled. And that will go to number 55, Moore, his second. Wilson will step into the line for 2. He's 4 for 4 on the night. And goes 5 for 5.
12th point for Will Wilson. Grant Kepley still leading with 14. Tijon Sane now up to 10. Sometimes when you're struggling from the field, getting to the line can get you a little bit of confidence back. Wilson makes both.
Samuels from Nielsen Skinner. Samuels from the wing gets it inside to Moore, working against Kepley. Moore will back down. Kepley skyhook empty. But it's a Rudale that drains the deep 3. And a pirouette for good measure. Sane on the dribble. Good ball movement. Wilson has an opening. He'll take it. And 3 points for Will Wilson on that. Samuel spinning. He's dispossessed.
Oh, Kepley with an incredible strip.
Good hand in there. And they want it to be replayed. They won't get it. Tyler Velasquez arguing his case. As we look at that, Will Wilson, cold-blooded three. Wilson inside, deflected. Moore with the turnover, and he's fouled. Kepley picking up his second foul.
Both teams already with more turnovers in this half than they had in the first half. Western with 8, St. Martin's with 7.
And St. Martin's leading by 7 as Trejel Delgado will work against White from the block. And he's up. The ball was stripped, but will go to the line for the effort. And that's Kepley's second foul in under a minute, giving him 3 total. Trejel Delgado will stand in for 2. And Delgado 0 for 1 this trip.
Vikings having their struggles, but hanging around, just down 7. They can find some offensive momentum. Certainly get right back into the thick of this.
And it's Delgado. Goes 1 for 2 on that trip. SMU by 8. Delgado 1 for 3 from the stripe. Here's Trevor White for 3 himself, off the mark. Pulled down by St. Martin's, who wants to run with Samuels. Samuels will tuck inside and will pull back out. Now Trejel Delgado backing down White. Off pivot move, can't get it to go off the window. Wilson off the feed from Sane, and the bucket. And it'll be Trejel Delgado that picks up the foul. But they'll switch it. They'll give it to, looks like Emmanuel Oludeye. And Wilson will step in for 1.
Kind of carrying the load right now. 9 points in this half.
And Wilson leading scorers on the floor with 19.
10 of the Vikings, 18 in this half from Will Wilson. He has been critical.
Nielsen Skinner now to Moore from the cylinder. He's blocked by White. Loose ball controlled by Martins. Levesque working against Samuels, and he'll take it to the hole. He's fouled.
Call Levesque on the drive there. This end of the floor, St. Martin's has been so insistent on pounding the ball in the paint. It looks like a game from the 60s or 70s in the pre-3-point era, where just masses of people in the paint tonight.
Well, and that's just what the NBA's wanting to go back to when you see 33s a game. As there's a block, you talk about a vintage move. We got one there. Sane. T-John Sane into the lane and gets it to go.
Well, first time in a long time a Viking other than Will Wilson has scored. T-John Sane does it with authority, getting to the rim, getting the layup in the and 1. He can knock this down. Western is within 2 with 4:59 to play.
Sane, a player with great awareness, tucking as he anticipated the contact.
Well, when you're going into the lane at 5'11", you better have great awareness. You better know where everybody is.
Great court vision from the prospect out of Mariner High School in South Everett.
2-point game.
And Nielsen Skinner is fouled.
Just his second, T-John Sane. The 6th team foul, so we are in the bonus both ways now for the rest of the night.
And they'll get it into Nielsen Skinner, Sane imploring the crowd to make noise. Trejel Delgado left open, and a big board pulled down. It'll be Samuels, though, that saves but steps on the end line.
Yeah, Levesque grabbed the rebound. Samuel stripped him, but on the strip, the ball hit the baseline. A nice effort both ways. A good rebound by Levesque. A pretty good strip by Samuels to nearly steal a possession there.
There's Sane. He'll look for more. Wilson. There's Sane off the drive. Long hook put back by Levesque. No good. Nielsen Skinner pulls down the defensive rebound. And they'll rotate and settle the setup offensively. SMU leading by 2. Marcel Stevens. Trejel Delgado. They'll bring Wilson over to defend Delgado, who gets the sky hook to go. Wilson, now Levesque. Wilson against Trejel Delgado. Will take it to the rim. And the basket, the foul, and one shot for Wilson. And we'll have a media timeout. When we come back, Wilson will step in for 3 points the old-fashioned way.
The Teaching and Learning Academy is an organization that's housed in the library, and it's where people come to have conversations.
They deal with serious issues that have emotional impact in ways that are typically not found in a class.
We've talked about diversity and inclusivity on our campus and in our community.
It not only enriches my education, but also impacts the ways that I can continue my leadership roles.
Welcome back to WECU Court, Sam Carver Gymnasium. The Vikings finding some love by attacking the rim. The 3rd and 1 opportunity in recent minutes. Will Wilson got one, Tijon Sane got one, and now another for Will Wilson. He has been very aggressive here in the second half, and it has been critical to this Viking comeback. He can pull them within 1. He makes the free throw. 21 points for Wilson tonight. His 6th game of the season with 20 or more. Excuse me, his 5th. So
Wilson will step in. 2 points the difference. Will have a chance to bring it within 1 here. And Wilson, perfect from the line, goes 8 for 8. And it's SMU by just 1. Western needing a stop. Trejel Delgado, now Nielsen Skinner. They'll switch to Lighthall, the big man, taking a look, and that's pulled down off the rebound by Wilson. Here's Tijon Sane. White for 3!
Oh, he struggled a bit in the second half, but no struggle there. And the Vikings up for the first time in a while, 72-70.
Nielsen Skinner with the answer. 72 all.
So smooth. Really like his game.
Kepley. They'll work off the motion. Kepley driving baseline. He's met at the lane. Trejel Delgado getting a hand in. Nielsen Skinner. And SMU will look to break this tie with 2:17 remaining. Skinner will look around at Delgado's screen. trapped into the lane, kicked out. Stevens wants to have a run, and it's Levesque with the rebound. And we'll have a timeout on the floor as Western wanted some late-minute adjustments. Full timeout. We'll go ahead and step away. We're tied 72. Don't go anywhere when we come back. A lively crowd inside Carver Gym. There's a look at some of the fans enjoying the action. Excellent band on hand. We have the cheerleaders out as well, and a full student section is made for quite the atmosphere. And everyone in attendance treated to a great game that's currently tied at 72 with Western. And a chance to break the seal. Kepley will drive against Delgado, dishes out. Here's White. He'll go for three, and too strong, rims out. Nielsen Skinner. Trejo Delgado. And he rockets to the line, fouled in the process.
Yeah, Garrett Levesque has done a really good job in the second half in pick and roll defense. That time got caught just a step too far in his sprint back to recover. He undercut Trejo Delgado, who will get a pair here. And it is the fourth foul on Garrett Levesque.
And Delgado misses on his first attempt on this trip. 1 for 5. And will hit there. They'll go 2 for 5 on that recent trip. 1:23 remaining as Sane brings the ball up floor for the Vikings. Given space, the dish off to White. White trapped on the baseline, and they'll go back out to Wilson. The drive, the kick to Levesque. Too strong. It's Kepley there on the board. Kepley goes up in the basket. Grant Kepley.
And give credit to Trevor White, who kept that rebound alive, tapped it to Kepley. You'll see it here. He gets that arm out, and just that little tap sets up Grant Kepley for the Vikings' 4th and 1 opportunity of the second half. This one can put the Vikings up by 2 with a little over a minute to play.
And Kepley.
Or up by 1.
His free throw too strong off the heel. We'll have a whistle and a timeout. We're going to keep it here, and we hope you do the same. Late game theatrics, no doubt, with 1 minute, 4 remaining.
So if they have the Saints, as we said, a very balanced team, and they've been that again tonight. 5 players in double figures, and then the other guy you would expect to be involved in this would be Jaden Nielsen Skinner, who's only got 7 points, but he's got 6 assists. So a lot of different options. For a lot of this half, the emphasis was really on getting post-ups, letting guys back down. We've also seen a lot of pick and roll with Nielsen Skinner, I would think that's probably what we see here. He'd be involved with perhaps with Lighthall if he's in the game, perhaps with Lighthall is not in right now, so maybe with Trejo Delgado.
Well, and if you're St. Martin's, you would imagine they would try and go right at Levesque, who's sitting at 4 fouls in the contest. Under a minute to play, they'll get it inside to Trejo Delgado, working against White. And Delgado walks with the ball. A crucial turnover and mishap.
Yeah, after some problems early, the Vikings defense on post-ups has been pretty good in the second half, and did another good job there. Now a chance to establish a little bit of control of the game. About a 20-second difference roughly on game and shot clock.
Kepley will sling it over to Wilson.
Catch by Wilson.
Who corrals. Gets it over to Levesque. Now Sane will settle.
One timeout left. One timeout both ways.
Here's Sane against Nielsen Skinner. Working around Samuels. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Sane heaves one up and too strong off the basket. And a held ball. It will be Western possession.
Wow, what a play by Will Wilson. Contested the rebound and then tied it up. We'll get a look here. Sane with the 3 of the shot clock running down. Wilson tips it initially and then is able to tie up Oladele. And with the possession arrow going to the Vikings, they now have control. 17.8 seconds, a 1-point lead. You're inbounding the ball under your attacking basket.
Western leading by 1, 17-8, full timeout on the floor. When we come, we'll keep it here for all the action.
So now, of course, the key, obviously, is you got to get the ball inbounds. It'll be a double bonus. St. Martin's already has committed 9 fouls in the half. So Vikings are a good free throw shooting team. They came into the game as a group shooting 75.5%. You've got some people on the floor who are over 80% in Wilson, Kepley, and Sane. So let's see what they do. I think given what he's done and the strength he has, his ability to catch the ball, and he's not going to get stripped. I think I would look to try to get the ball to Will Wilson as my first option. But there are a lot of good ways they can go here. Okay, you probably don't want to see catch the ball is Garrett Levesque, who is shooting, as we said, under 40% from the line.
Kepley will inbound right on cue to Wilson, who wants to drive baseline, nearly turned over. And they'll pick up a foul, does SMU. Levesque looked pretty scared at that. He's riding on 4 fouls. It could have gone either way, but instead, your Levesque will step in for free throws here, big ones.
Shooting 36.8% from the line. Made 1 of 2 earlier tonight. Made the second one pretty cleanly, frankly. The Vikings are out of timeouts. St. Martin does have 1. Keep in mind the men's game, you did not advance the ball on the timeout. So unlike a women's game where you could, but he got the roll.
And Levesque, a dramatic roll and in.
So now the big one. If you can go up 3, you still can kind of dictate terms. At 2, it's much tougher.
Especially with a team like SMU that can shoot very well from the perimeter. Leaves that one off.
They're going to go straight at it.
SMU inside, Trejo Delgado, and we're tied with 5
seconds to go. No time. St. Martin's will use their last timeout.
So it is going to come down to the last 5 seconds. Tied 75 all, timeout taken by SMU. Late game theatrics here. If you're a fan of action-packed basketball, you have chosen the right broadcast to tune into. SMU on the verge of picking up their first conference loss as Western looks to go 2-5 in the conference schedule. Still 5 seconds to play, though.
So you do it. The biggest thing here, Merrick, and obviously St. Martin's wants to try to stop this, is you want to get the ball with somebody turning and heading to the basket. You don't want to have them coming back to catch it. If you do, you hope you can get a quick dive so you can get it and move it quickly to somebody going up the floor. Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can do it. You can do it off a screen and have somebody curl off that and going. You can flash it to a post, and there's enough time to dump it to somebody going. But you want to get something that can get you up the floor quickly. T. John Sain is a great opportunity for that. Will Wilson would be a good opportunity. I would not put it past Grant Kepley to be a good option in that situation. Hey, a lot of game winners over the years. Seen different sorts of scenarios here, and Rico Wilkins hitting one of these and driving length of the floor to hit one about a decade ago.
So will be a Grant Holiday inbound for Western along the baseline. Gets it into Sain. 3 seconds remaining. T-John Sain in all alone at the buzzer. It's super.
They will,
and they will review it.
They will check it.
T-John Sain beating the buzzer, but it will be reviewed as it's madness in the student section. You wanted late game drama, you're going to get it pending a review here.
There it is, we'll look at it. They split the defense and just a little floater. So I thought we have a good angle. We are looking right at the lane that he was driving. I thought he got it off, but my instinct was that's close enough, you're gonna have to look at it. So we're gonna have to be absolutely sure. It was tight, but I thought it was in.
And a great job done by the third team on the floor, the officials. They'll take a look. Better safe than sorry.
So because we tend to go out quickly, let's give you some quick numbers. Will Wilson, 22 points, 16 for Kepley, 15 for Sain if this one stands, and then 11 for Trevor White in double figures. Double figure scores for St. Martin's, and 18 for Trejo Delgado. That, and what we are seeing, looks like that is going to count. 12 in each for Lighthall and Samuels, 11 for Oladile, 10 for Stevens, and it is going to count. It is official. The Vikings have defeated the number 17 team in the country, 77-75.
And it's Western handing the SMU Saints their first loss of the campaign in an incredible finish here. And Western putting on a show for all in attendance. It's T-John Sain going Super Sain mode for the finish. And a tremendous victory on home floor. It's been fun as we go to our post-game interviews briefly. And welcome back courtside here at the Carver Gym. Merrick Parnell alongside the hero, T-John Sain. T-John, you went Super Sain mode there at the buzzer, but walk us through the last minute theatrics.
Man, we knew it was going to come down to the wire. They're a good team. We had to bounce back. We had a couple unfortunate events happen, missed a couple free throws. But it's all right. We got each other's back. Probably do some injuries. We all got each other's back, so we're going to get it done at the end of the day every time.
T-John, you've won 2 straight. You had the solid win against Billings, but what does a dramatic win like this against one of the top teams in the country, the 17th ranked SMU Saints, do moving forward?
They top ranked for a reason. We took them down, so we top ranked too. It's just a matter of time. We're gonna get it done every time. Don't worry.
What can we expect next from the Western Vikes, T-John?
Y'all know it's gonna be a show every time the Vikes step in the spot. Every single time. Hey, we got some steppers on the team. All y'all pop out, show some love. You know the games is fire.
All right, so for T-John saying, I'm Merrick Parnell from courtside. A dramatic finish, and thank you everyone for tuning in. What a game.